So we're ready for closing statements. We will begin with the against the handbook position.
All right, ready? So, as some of you may or may not know, I was picked on a lot in elementary school. I know it's crazy, right, though? And I would come home after being in elementary school, and I would be crying, it would be bad because I couldn't go through like a single class without this one kid, call me fat, call me stupid, and I wasn't stupid, I wasn't fat. But it was just a mentally draining thing. And my mom, naturally, she didn't want me getting hurt. She didn't want me getting tormented by the kid. But she also didn't want me fighting. And, my dad wasn't around a whole lot as a kid. But he came home one day and I was telling him about it. And he was calling, here's what I want you to do. I want you to walk up to him. Next time he says it, I want you to punch him in the face. And I promise you, he will never bother you again. So, the very next day, he calls me fat, I punch him in the face. I break his nose. He never bothers me. B, he never bothers anybody else. You know what? I was not suspended for that. I did not get a detention for that. My mom was not upset, and my dad was not upset. And for me, that sense that I never had to worry about being called fat, being called stupid, being called gay, being called retarded, all of that stuff never happened to me. Never happened to anybody else. And you guys, by your definition of retaliation, saying that you can't do that, you allow that to continue. You allow people to be called gay, to be called retarded, stuff like that. And that is unacceptable. Through retaliation, it wasn't a fight, it wasn't a big deal. I hit him once and he never bothered anybody. Just one punch. One punch, that's all it took. And bullies thrive on fear. That's what they need to survive. And if you allow no retaliation, then you're giving them that fear.
The bruise will fade. However, the memories of endless torment will not.
Okay, we return to the Harpanahalli Murphy Dota team for the final closing statement.
Okay, so it is true that bullying happens, but what really happens is a victim is getting beaten down because the bully has some sort of advantage over them, whether it be physically or mentally or what have you. And that's what's bothering the person. They don't like being taken advantage of. And usually they can tell a teacher this. And teachers, they're not the richest people in the world. But what they really do care about is their job. They take pride in knowing that they're raising kids into successful young adults. And that's why they teach. That's because they want to help people grow into the successful people of tomorrow that we need. And having more retaliation isn't exactly a really good thing because it will add to the frequency of all events, whether it be physical or verbally, and that's just not good because people will because on your first day of school you don't know what the school is like. You see people getting beaten up, getting called names, and pretty much people responding to it, and multiple people getting sent to the principal's office. You're going to say, this school is not exactly what's for me. I want a quiet learning environment, no distractions, no outside of class things, so I can work and do the best that I can in school. And in the real world and everything else, usually solving a verbal battle with a fist to the face isn't the best solution. And you've also learned when you were younger, you had to be the bigger person and walk away from a fight. That's because the bullies thrive on a reaction. So if you don't react, they just don't go away. You just be persistent and you'll end up fine. Okay.
All right, another round, big round for Let's Play. Good job, guys.